So, for my first blog post, I wanted to expand a little bit more on my interview with Mr. Gardner since it was such a cool experience and will be a great source for me to use in my paper. So, kind of the process of the whole thing. I wrote a list of questions that I wanted him to answer, which was great because I could get specific answers that I'm looking for in answering in my paper. So an interview is great for that. And I'm in newspapers, so I've had to conduct different interviews before, and so it was nice to kind of have experience with that and to know how to ask. And I found the best way to do it is to use my voice memos app on my phone and to just record the conversation because it's more natural and you can get a really great conversation going about the questions you're asking. And it ended up being about 20 minutes long, which was great, and I got a lot of amazing information. He had so much insight, and I can use kind of generalized things that I learned or some of the direct quotes he had. So the interview itself went really great. I also wanted to discuss a little more in depth what I learned from the interview. So Mr. Gardner is a really great mountaineer. He's been all around the world climbing, and in the 80s he went and visited Mount Everest and attempted to summit, and although he didn't, he learned a lot of great insight about the mountain that I will be able to use in my paper, since my thesis is how the commercialization of Everest will affect the future of the mountain. I think it was important to understand the past, and because he had good knowledge of the past, he also was able to have some insight into the future of the mountain. So some of the questions that I asked him were just about his experiences with climbing and his experiences with the Sherpa people, and then kind of his opinions on how people climbing the mountain and that commercialization has affected it. So overall, he had a lot of great answers, and I will be able to use his interview to hopefully make my paper a little more interesting and a little bit better.